Good evening, it's Marianne. I said let me do this video tonight before I go to sleep. I wanted to do this video following the film. Um, First of all, I want to say thank you. A lot of you send a lot of kind words. A lot of you like the film, and I appreciate all the flower and cast member, crew member. They didn't chime in. I was the only one as a producer who responded to comment. But you know, we were really happy with the feedback. And then anything you do is not for everyone. So you had some people, I don't know if they're his people, but that weren't feeling it. But it's what it is. So the purpose of my channel is to put out my body of work. And I'm gonna stay focused on that, not to derail from that. But Awaken was my body of work, and he is a polarizing figure within the Black community. Everyone's talking about him. We're gonna keep it real. So I'm probably gonna chime in on this and then leave it alone after that and kind of focus in on the arts. And so it's so much that I'm gonna cover, I don't know where to start. I had a direct connection with Umar Johnson. It wasn't like a flyby, I met this person. This is someone that I connected with, and we worked for a prolonged period of time. So I'm gonna stay on track with the film. The script, it was 150 page. And for some people that didn't like it, I'm not tooting my own horn, but because I'm good at my craft, I was able to deliver what I deliver to you guys yesterday. So the script was 150 page. It was sent to him electronically, and it was sent to him also hard copy. I'm old school. It was a hard copy was mailed to him. He had the script for 4 months, didn't contest anything in the script. What I need you guys to understand, when he arrived for filming, we only have 3 days. 3 days to get the film done. So when he arrived for filming, he flipped the script on me. A very first day of shooting, he didn't say anything. It's when we got on set, things were like changing. The very first scene, we're gonna get, so in a movie, the way it works, if you have different scene in one location, so you knock that all, and then, so we're not filming in order. So the very first scene was his home. Now, as the producer, because I'm an indie producer, there's a lot of work that goes on before we actually start filming. Every location had to be accounted for. Every location I had to get permission to use. So when we arrived to film his home, he threw a tantrum like a child. He was like, no. I'm an educator. I'm a polar in the community. I'm your next Malcolm X, your next Martin Luther King. These were his exact words. You're not gonna portray me like this. And then I wasn't disrespecting him. I said, Doc, I've video called with you. I Googled your place of residence. As a producer, I'm just trying to mirror your lifestyle to get it as accurate as possible. So I don't understand. This home is equivalent to the lifestyle that you live. Nah, you get me a mansion or something. I'm getting on the next plane. Like, he threatened very first day. We hadn't even started filming. He threatened to walk away. I'm in panic mode, so I take the phone. I call my girlfriend. She's in corporate America. I said, listen, this is a business deal. I can't take the crew and him to my house. These are people I'm working with. This is business. I don't want to open myself like that to use my residence, but push come to shove, if I have no option, then that's what I have to do. She's like, you guys head to the house. I have a brief meeting. It's not going to take long. By the time you drive, I'll be there. I'm like, okay. And then the person who's going to let us use her place for his home, she is part of the conscious community. Big Umar supporter. Send money for FDMG. But he felt that home was too humble. He didn't want it. So we packed up our equipment. A lot of work. So I'm texting the leading lady. She hadn't arrived at the original location. I'm like, change of plan. We're meeting so-and-so. And as a producer, I get there on time. So I got to get there. Something's going wrong. So I was there on time with him, with another cinematographer. So those who hadn't arrived yet, they weren't late, but they haven't arrived yet. So I'm texting, change of vendor, we're going somewhere else. And then when he got to my girlfriend's house, he was pleased. He's like, yeah, this is more like it. I roll with it. And then he wanted to do a walkthrough, and I have strong women within my circle, respectful but strong. So she was clear with them, like, no, you're not gonna walk through. I gave her a designated area where to film. And then she has like a beautiful home office. He wanted, well, this is a nice office. I make video all the time. We need to capture a video. I said, Doc, we're gonna be respectful. We're gonna use the space that she gave us. I'm not gonna, man, that's your friend. That's your friend. I said, I understand she's my friend, but we're gonna be respectful. So that, and I'm saying this, is like I said, after this video, I'm not gonna continue to speak on it, but it's to give clarity to those that had some negative feedback and to those that showed me love, but so you guys can understand what I went through within that 3 days to make what you guys saw a reality. And not to get messy, the leading lady, she's of age, but she's younger. And the script, she followed instructions. She had a black lingerie. And then in the script, he had boxer and a sleeveless t-shirt. Those tank top t-shirt that men wear. So he's like, nah, we're gonna make this sensational. This is him. This is not me as the producer. We're gonna make this sensational. So I'm gonna take off my shirt. I said, well, you don't have to. This is just a simple kissing scene. That's just to add spice and flavor. And he's like, nah, I'm taking off my shirt. And then he wanted to remove his box. I'm not making this up. We got that, like, cause you warm up, they start running the camera. We haven't hit action. So I got a lot of footage. So he wants to take off his boxer. So as the producer, I said, I can't allow you to remove your boxer to get under the sheet with her and just show underwear. We're not gonna do that. I'm gonna have my underwear. What are you tripping about? I said, no, we're not gonna, as a producer, I don't want anything slipping out and then I'm liable exposing this girl. So for someone who's a leader, someone who's gonna sculpture young mind, I literally had to have this discussion with him for nearly 3 to 4 minutes. Like him and I are going back and forth. And then when the cinematographer was standing there, he even chimed in, Queen. I said, no. I'll allow the shirt, but you're not removing your boxer. That's one thing. Oops, sorry. I put my hand there. And then, so I'm gonna not just break the whole movie, but I'm gonna just chime on where I saw a lot of the comment. Someone's like, well, why is she portraying the mother like that? Well, I'm gonna tell you why I portrayed the mother like that. The day of filming, again, his mother showed up and he's like, nah, that's not my mother. You're not gonna do this. I said, Doc, I videotape with your mom. Like, he was very protective, not letting me interact with her. But I said, look at her. I think I did a good job portraying your mother. He's like, nah, He's like, this how we gonna do it. You gonna have her laying out a meal. And he gave me the menu. He's like, I want fried chicken, corn, candy yam, it's like a Thanksgiving menu, to be honest with you. He was going on, and he's like, I want you to do that, and the phone's gonna ring. That's gonna be me calling, and then I'm gonna tell him, Mom, turn on the TV. I said, we have a script. I have people that I already paid. And he's like, I'm telling you, you're not gonna portray my mother like that. So again, as the producer, I'm gonna get this film. I'm determined to get this film done. I said, fine. We'll prop your mother. So actually the girl who played his mother was actually the caretaker. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna put a glasses on. You're gonna put the shawl, the real mother, the one that was supposed to play mom. You're gonna be the mother now. And then you have to understand, I didn't pay them a lot of money, but everybody got their little change who's participating in this film. So, and he does this at set. This is like the very first day or everything that we're filming. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like mind-boggling to me. Okay? And then he's like, and I don't want you to show no caregiver. My mother, I want her to look strong and vibrant. And I said, your mother is not mobile. Your mother is disabled. So we're gonna prop her on the couch and we'll pretend the caregiver is a maid. And right there, family, listen to me. Right there, it clicked. It clicked that he has an illusion of his life that is not a reality. And I'm like, okay, if he pulls this the first day, and these are the two prime examples I'm giving you from day one of filming. We started at 7 a.m. The first time to go easy on him, we ended at 2 a.m. Whoops, sorry. We ended at 2 a.m. He had the same energy when he arrived on set from 7 a.m. till 2 a.m. in the morning. And by then, if you look at the cast member, you could tell we're all exhausted. Because even though the actors were coming in rotation, we're there from beginning to end with him. So I'll give him credit for that. Yes, he had all that energy. And I didn't see him drink any energy drink, because as production, we provide the beverage, fresh fruit, and I give a meal. So I say that to say he delivered on his part, but what was disrespectful to me as a producer, you had a script for 4 months. People who were part of the film with you learned their line. They put a lot of time and effort, and then you show up on scene and you're changing, and I have to accommodate you. So for his mother, I said, we don't have the time or the energy to lay out a whole Thanksgiving meal. We'll prep her. Again, I had to get another house. We didn't film at the apartment where we had his mother. Okay? I had to get someone else's home. We prepped the mother, and I said, you know what? In your sitting room, you got that nice elaborate chair. We're gonna sit the mother there. I'm like, I didn't want to get a shot of her walking because I'm like, okay, that's gonna be too distorted, because a lot of people know the mom is bedridden. And then he didn't want me to highlight the caregiver. So I'm like, we're not gonna zoom in on her, but we're gonna act like she's the maid. She's bringing her a cup of tea before she looks at the thing. And then someone else, she put in that clip. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm new to you, YouTube, but you saw the movie. First of all, I could not use that. He had written permission, which he submitted to me. We have in writing where we can use that. Everybody was on board with that. And the reason he wasn't at the premiere is because him and I at the end, Dr. Umar and I at the end fell out. So professionally, that's his connect, he was the link between him and production. He chose to fall back. So that's how that goes. Just to give those who are the chiming in, to give you the background. So I said, okay, I know tomorrow I'm gonna have some issue with him. I have to make this work. So now as the producer, I'm on high alert because I'm like, oh my goodness, now we're shooting where we're alternating the script because this man wants to portray himself in this grand way that he's not. And then for the wife, I got a courtroom. You guys could go to anyone who in your city who does independent film. Even Hollywood has to jump over loop when they have to get a courtroom. A United States courtroom, you can't just walk in there and la-di-da. I went through great length to secure that courtroom. So he tells me, nah. You're not gonna show my baby mother taking me for child support. Are you crazy? I'm about to open the school. I said, Doc, you had the script. And this is research I did on my own. They did sue you for child support. So the movie is supposed to be mirroring your life. So it's not something that's fictional. Nah, what you gonna do, we're gonna change it. You're gonna do the case that I beat. And then we roll with that. So we're like Googling, because I didn't really have knowledge about, they were suing him. They took him to court. Because they're accusing him of posing as a fake educator, questioning his credential. He did beat that. So I'm like, okay. So, I know my craft. I'm like, okay, I got this courtroom. We're going to use this courtroom. That adds to production. And then when the lawyer is to walk in, nah, I'm a Pan-African. You're not going to have no white lawyer. I need a black lawyer. So I'm like, oh my sweet Jesus. It's like, there's no winning with him. So while they're setting up, the court is within my city. I jump in my car, go get a business suit, because both of the attorney you had were Caucasian. The judge was Caucasian. They're actor, but they're all Caucasian, because when I put out the casting call, that's who responded. I didn't have anybody of color that responded for that role. So I played that lawyer. I walked in, my heart is palpitating, and I'm like, okay, he has proven to us that he learned his line. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna execute this. He's gonna know his line. And it kind of throws everybody off because those three actors, they kind of connected, they kind of role played. And then all of a sudden, we're only using the judge, we're using the defense attorney, the prosecutor, and then I'm stepping in, and this girl already got her money. And I can't renege and take money back from these people. He made me lose a lot of money during production. You know what I'm saying? So we roll with it. And I'm like, the court scene had 4 scenes in the script. 4 scenes, because there's 2 baby mama. And he refused. We're not filming that. So we roll, because he's a star. He's in a lot of the scene. He's embedded in the script. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna roll with that. One of the screenshots said, yeah, I just pulled it up. He did. Here's a quick video. We found some video. He was on some step talking to me like, yeah, you gonna recreate it. I said, Doc, it doesn't work like that. You have to have these actors here. We can't recreate it. There's nobody to recreate it with. And then he's like, well, I got to make my speech to say I beat the case. I said, we'll go to Westlake. We'll sit you in the park. Everybody knows you're good for making video. It'll blend in. Again, my creativity, I'm like trying to go along because he's butchering the script. You understand? So that's how we got the scene. So 4 of the scene with the baby mama never made the movie because he's like, he's not having this. And I'm not lying to you, within the 3 days, that was the problem we had with shooting. And then we had another problem. At the beginning of the scene, we opened the scene with him, and he told me he has this hater that makes a living of making videos about him, that this man support himself and his family. He is his biggest hater. He despises him. I need to put him in the movie. He's like, make him bald, make him young and clowny, because he's a clownish N. He used the N word. So I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, well, what's his name? So I could get, this is part of the film, so I could get this character packed down. No, I'm telling you, I'm giving it to you. Make him young, clownish, and that's how you're gonna do it. Now, and then after this, I don't wanna bore you guys. The day of filming the hater, he didn't want it like that, because that scene in the script, he's with a group of friends, and then they're videotaping him. You know, I'm trying to add creativity to the scene. And he's like, nah, you're giving them too much clout. You make it amateur, make it blurry. I said, we're opening the film. The plot hasn't been developed yet. We do something like that's probably gonna throw the viewer off. No, that's how you gotta do it. Now, everything's like full circle. So this hater is supposed to be honor. I didn't know the man at the time. Didn't know jack about him. I met Honor, 2 years? So we portrayed him in the movie, and then, Lord and behold, I become connected with this man without even knowing him. And then for the girls, I pleaded with him before the film. I said, can I meet the girls just so I could get an accurate portrayal of both of the daughters? Now, one's bright and one's chocolate. I got a chocolate baby and a bright one. The bright one is a firecracker. I guess that's the one that's making videos. Not the brown one. She mellow. She like her dad. There's nothing mellow about him. Nothing at all. And then he's like, and you gonna make them have the same mother. I said, but everybody knows that you have 2 different baby moms. He's like, no, you're gonna have the girls have the same mother. You're not gonna portray me like this. I'm an educator. I'm gonna open a school. I'm gonna change the face of educating black boy in this country. Again, I roll with it. I merged the girls as sister with one mother. And it's so funny. We filmed this 2 years ago. I never connected with the girl. I did connect with one of the mother, and I'm not gonna get messy. And I was informed, like, he's not there for birthdays. He's not there for anything special in their life. So because I never reconnected with the girl, but I got that information from a reliable source. And everything I'm telling y'all, I can back it up. He can't even make a video to debunk anything that I'm saying right now. So that scene is to show that one of the daughter got accepted in the School of Juilliard, a dance school, and he was supposed to be there. But because of his court, life happened, he was unable to make it, and it pissed his baby mama. That was the scene that you guys saw. And then he talked. You could hear his voice when he was talking with her. The thing was so raw and so like, oh my goodness. He's like, nah, take my voice out. Just keep her voice. I said, Doc, it's a movie. Nah, Queen, I'm not going to argue with you. Take my voice out and just leave her voice. It's like a hot mess. And then the editor's like, look, we got the scene, she's talking, you can get away with it. And then we deleted him. Now that undertone, I don't know if they picked that up doing edit. Yes. There was nothing fake about that movie. He was there in the flesh. And then I'm going to make another point. When we opened the scene at the African American Museum, he carried this bag. I'm like, why does he have this bag? Like, it didn't look good, him. And then when we were gonna do the love scene, he's carrying a bag. I said, that's not gonna look right for you to be getting in bed with a woman, you're carrying a bag. Nobody can hold this bag, it's my bag. I said, Doc, I have your best interest at heart. Let me hold the bag. You can't shoot every scene with that bag. Some filthy little bag, about this high, this filthy little, it's like a shape of a rectangle. I said, you cannot film every scene with that little bag. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm not no angel. I'm like, what is he obsessed with the bag? So I did open the bag. Yes, I did. I opened the bag. And in the bag, he had a revolver, a really nice piece. Now, I don't know much about gun, but it's heavy. It was a very nice piece. And I did something foolish. I pulled the gun out, I held it. I don't know if the safety one, that was something very reckless that I did on my part. And then he had a wooden necklace, like wooden bead necklace with not the cross. The other thing, there's a loop and it's made out of cross. I forgot the name of it, Jesus. I'm just, whenever I talk about him, I just get so flustered. But it was something of high quality. It was handmade, it was polished. You can tell, I would estimate he probably paid a good $250, $100 and something for it. It was beautiful. It's like a bead necklace, but in the conscious community, if you go to some of those stores to buy books, they sell them, and then they come in different levels. Some are of higher quality than others. He had a very high quality. And then I'm not lying to this. I'm gonna look into the camera, and Umar, I'm saying it. He had a sandwich bag, those bag that you could put in the freezer, not the extra large one, but like the medium, bigger than a sandwich bag, but smaller than the gallon. I can't even make this up. What I regret, I should have took a picture of it. It was like guts. Like, you know how when, as a woman or a man, you're cleaning a chicken or a turkey and there's that stuff, you take out the gizzard. I'm like, what is this? This is what he had in the bag. There's no money in it, nothing else. The bead, the gun, and the bag of like stuff from inside of an animal. And it looked fresh to me. I'm like, what the hell? What is that? So this is what I dealt with him for 3 days. And then he did something that really hurt my feeling. Because he was an out-of-town actor, we had a welcome dinner for him. He got so mad, he did not attend the welcome dinner because I put him at a hotel that wasn't a 5-star hotel. He's like, I'm a revolutionary, I'm an activist, you can't put me here. We're gonna go to the Marriott, or we could go to that Embassy Suite in Beachwood. And I said, Doc, your room is paid for 3 nights. The room was taken care of. Everything was taken care of. He's like, no, I'm not staying. And then, but see, I'm not the type that you could bully around. I'm a loving person. I'm a giver. I'm nurturing, but I'm not going to be bullied around. I said, you could go to the desk, get your money back, because what I did, I wanted to make sure I could get a refund in case he didn't show up late. I said, you could get your money back, we'll drive you to the Marriott, and you can pay the difference. No, he didn't do that because he didn't have the difference. I don't know if he didn't. Let me take that back. He didn't do that. He ended up staying in the room. Now, overall, even though he has a very hard personality to deal with, before I end that, the scene with the children, that was his least favorite scene throughout everything that we filmed. Now, what you guys saw, you saw the scene that he's in the car with the security guard, and that's another thing. Oh my God, I don't want to be all over the place. He insists that I provide 4 security guards throughout the film. I'm like, in the script, we got 1 because you did request it. I got 1. Why do I need to have 4 for? In real life, this man don't even have a security guard. I have gone to numerous lectures. There's never any security guard. What are you talking about, sir? You came to Ohio, you didn't even have a secretary accompany you, let alone a security guard. What are you talking about, sir? So I said, no, I have 1 for you. So again, that's that illusion. He wanted me to portray this grand lifestyle that he's really not living. So back, not to sidetrack, I just wanted to point out, in the scene, you guys saw him in the car with the security guard. You guys saw him get out. You saw the kid. What you guys did not see, these are minor. I cannot have them on set without their parent. So when everybody signed the little contract, they were supposed to be accompanied with an adult, a mother, a father, whoever that guardian for that child. You know how our people do. They're happy. They're excited. Their baby are debuting in a movie. There's about like, when they're Ring Around the Rosie, each child showed up with like 10 or 12 people. Uncle showed up, cousin. They're happy. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a nightmare. Another thing, as a producer, I'm like, I got enough on my plate. Now I got to manage a group. I had like a group. You guys didn't see that. So you don't see us. We're shooting. The group's over there. So I had to talk to them. I say, look, y'all can't clap when they do their little singing. You can't cheer on. The mic picks up everything. I need y'all to contain the noise. All we could catch is natural noise around the neighborhood as he approached the home. Okay, Miss Mary, okay, they're happy. Do you know after filming, this man is supposed to open a school for children to prepare young minds to give a scholar. Do you know he never approached those family to even have a word with them? Do you know he didn't even interact with the children? I'm not making this up. He didn't even want to take pictures with the kid. After that scene, he was like, done. Literally done, brothers and sisters. And I thought I'm like, wow. They're all excited. They wanted to take pictures. They wanted to meet him. Honey, he didn't interact with not one of those. See, you guys can't see that. We're capturing the movie. But as we're capturing, they're all looking on. They're happy. Smiling. The babies are making debut in the film. And then I had one, and I give him instruction. I'm like, he's a part of the conscious community. I selected the kids that were going to be in. I wanted natural hair. One of them showed up with the child hair. I'm like, why is her hair not combed? Oh, no. I've been doing my homework. We doing an afro. We getting her the natural look. Doc's going to like it. They were just so happy to be part of a project that he's of it. He didn't bother to talk to any of the parents, to ask them, hey, is any of your kids on IEP? How they're doing in school? Didn't even bother to interact with the kids. I am not making this up. We had a crew. I'm not making this up. I have no reason to lie to him. And then I'm not a hater. No, I am not. He fed the conscious community a dream. And you know what? I don't care how people will frame it or say it. I don't think I'm a dumb person. I am not a dumb person. He fed us a dream. I bought into the dream. Like I tell you, I'm a nurturing, I'm a giver. I believe in building. I get, and then, see, I'm not like some people. I didn't give cash. I gave like electronic. I gave check, like cashier check from my bank. I could pull the receipt. He cannot say Marianne Lorian did not contribute toward FDMG. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm sorry, I keep moving my arm. I don't have a little holder for this. So I contribute toward FDMG because I believe in the dream that he was selling. And then I'm going to tell some of you, yes, not all of you are part of that conscious community, but even if you weren't, everybody's like, man, he's building the school. If that came to fruition, that's something we all would have been proud of. The conscious community is mourning. You know how many people has given money for this dream, and now these buildings are at jeopardy to being taken? It hurts. Now, if you didn't contribute, you got a lot to say. Oh, they dumb. No, it hurts. No, we're not dumb. Because you contribute to black colleges, you contribute to Red Crosses. We give money where our heart is. At the time, I believed in him. I contributed. And then I was one of his biggest supporters. And let me tell you something about it. See, I'm talking from experience, from a lengthy period of time. This is how he rolls. When he comes to town, he tell you the book, get him a venue, he's coming to talk. He doesn't pay for nothing. He makes you set up these big thing, and then if these people want to charge something, he act like he's deaf, blind, dumb, no speak English. But he takes all his proceeds from his book, and then sometimes they're giving, because I set up 3 for him. And I'm like, how you want to charge for people to come in when the venue's free? Like, now these people are going to look at us sideways like, oh, they making money and we're not even charging them to use it. I said, they charge people to use that venue. Yo, you think too much. You talk too much. I'm trying to build a school. Everything is I'm trying to build a school. And then when he says that, you fall back. Okay, maybe he's trying to build a school. And then let me tell you guys, for those who didn't have anything nice to say, I didn't charge anyone to look at this film online, because that little video I did in my backyard gave me my quotas. I could have charged for that. I didn't, because I got so much love from those who subscribed. That was my gesture to say, thank you for the welcome. Thank you for embracing my channel. I know y'all want this Umar movie. I'm not doing this charging thing. I'm giving it. So I made it public to even those who are not part of the channel. So if you don't like it, you don't like it. But for you to make comment, oh, he paid. No, Dr. Umar did not pay for anything. He did not. This is factual. I paid for the entire production. He did not pay for anything. He promised to be behind the film, to throw his weight, to share his platform. So when the film was done, we were supposed to do 40 theater release. I've never done that. I do 5, 7 was my highest with Caleb, A Living Miracle, 7 theater. I'm an independent film. I do what my money allows me to do. So when he wanted me to give him the finished product, again, I'm not going to be bullied, and I chose not to give him the finished product, it upset him. It pissed him off, and then he reneged on supporting with me to push the film. And then this is not my first rodeo. I have other body of work. This is not my first feature film. And it's sad that a lot of you know me just for Awaken, a project that was very stressful, a project that we did in 3 business days. And at some part we were exhausted, but we got it done. I've posted 2 other feature films. A lot of you are so eager for Awaken, you hadn't even gone to see the quality of my work. Caleb's a beautiful film. Start a little slow, but beautiful. Toy Emotion, beautiful concept. that was the first film I did, and I crossed over because when I released Caleb, I did the tour. When I walked into the audience, sold out audience, it was a sea of different faces. It wasn't just a brown sea of brown faces. Now, I'm not saying I'm Spike Lee or Tyler Perry. No, but hey, I'm doing my thing. You know, but even though it was a lot of stress, we got it done. I'm still proud. That's something, and it made me see my ability. I wrote a script that I handed to him, 150 page, and throughout filming, I was adjusting. I was adjusting to produce what you guys saw. You understand? So back on track. I'm sorry, I veered off a little. So when he did not throw his back to support the film, like I said, this is not my first rodeo. I reached out to Regal Cinema corporate and I said, hey, I know I have 40 theaters locked down. I can't. I need to scale back. She's like, Marianne, that's fine. I'm gonna resend you the contract and you pick if you wanna go 5 or 7. She sent me the contract. I had to sign that, what do you call that? That I wasn't gonna go forward with the 40 theater. Now, for Ohio, when we did the script, sold out. I did that. He didn't show up, and the reason it hurt me is for those that worked so hard on the project. They wanted him there. He was the star of the film. And then the restaurant, very upscale black restaurant in Ohio, which hosted the Afterparty. So when I say they hosted, they provide water, which I didn't have to pay for, and they provide fresh fruit. They provide these little hors d'oeuvre thing. They're really good. And then they said they're gonna give production a percentage off of the catered food, like the food that so they work with me. But they were excited because that restaurant, when you go there, is black owned, and then the theme is black leadership. So you have some of the greats on the wall. So the owner's like, well, after we get Dr. Umar, and I'm sorry, I keep moving. After we get my arms, after we get Dr. Umar in here, we're gonna have to put him on the wall. I mean, there was a lot of excitement, and you're mad. You throw a tantrum because I chose not to give you a finished product, which is my intellectual property, that you didn't put a red cent. Sir, hello? So all of that hurt me. And then to backtrack, I know I'm kind of like all over the place. He didn't come to the I think I said that. He didn't come to the welcoming little dinner we had for him because of the hotel. And in the welcoming dinner, we bought him a beautiful quality Cleveland t-shirt. We got him a nice Cleveland mug. Like, you know how you go to the city, you buy a t-shirt. I'm not talking about a $5 t-shirt. I'm talking about like that high-end t-shirt. The t-shirt was like $35. Like when you wash it, it's gonna look like the day you bought it. We bought him a beautiful mug. The mug was like $22. Like, okay. When I go out of town, I buy a $5 mug. I'm just gonna keep it real. And he didn't show up because he was so mad because you put me in a hotel. I want the Marriott. Like, grow up. So I made this video. It's to share clarity, not to bash him. He dogged me. And I haven't spoke throughout the years. I just came out unhonored and when I shared my story. When I didn't want to give him the film, he literally pull back, and I'm like, okay, I have to navigate this on my own. This is not my first rodeo. I got this. That brother turned around again. I am not making this up, because Honor, this brother, this is what he told me. He's like, I can't, I need receipt. I said, I don't understand. He's like, you talking about a lawyer? I said, oh, here's his lawyer. I said, oh, you want the paper? He want receipt. He's like, I'm not going to come on my channel and say something. I need concrete evidence. Oh, I said, I got evidence. I could drown you with evidence. I said, I kept receipt from the burger he ate. You understand? From everything he did. Like, I kept receipt. So I gave the lawyer, he served me with paper to sue me, brothers and sisters. The paper came certified from Columbus, Ohio, from a credible law firm to sue me. And then they wanted me to negotiate to give them a number. And then I was given instruction, if Dr. Umar is not pleased with that number, a number will be given to me. And if we choose not to cooperate, they're going to proceed with suing me. We're like, file the proper paper to the Greater Cleveland Court. We'll see y'all in court. He tried to sue me. I am someone who donated to your cause. I am someone who, when you came to town, stood by your side, was gracious as a host when you came and do your lecture. And you pocket all your money. Nobody ever asked you for nothing. And then you turn around, you want to sue me for something that doesn't belong to you? You want to sue me for something you didn't even put a penny? Because his excuse to me is like, all his money is in FDMG. Where the money at, sir? Where's the money? Where is the money? So he wanted something grand. So in the movie, I'm like, all right. So I'm going to portray your life the way it really is. And I'm going to tell y'all something. That scene with the conscious cougar, there were no kissing in the script. He wanted that. I'm not lying. And I'm going to give Honor the script for him to read it to let y'all know. He wanted that. He wanted that make-out scene with the older lady. And I'm not going to act innocent. I ate it up as a producer. I'm like, all right, we getting content. Keep the camera rolling. And then, so inappropriate. He put his hand, we filming. I know it's this movie, but he put his hand all the way up that woman's thigh. I'm not lying. I was there. All the way up her thigh. Well, I can't speak for her. I can't speak for her. He wanted that. And then he is known for Black Queen. What is that? Black Queen, Snow Bunny Never. We all know him for that signature thing. He wanted me to have a love scene with a white woman. And I'm like, nah, time does not permit. I regret I didn't get that. I'm going to tell you, out of everything in Awaken, I regret I fought him on that. I regret I fought him on that. I wish, and I got a Rolodex, get one of those pretty white girls, come on, and we would have filmed it. I told him, no, time does not permit. He wanted me to get, and then he, at his hotel room, the cheap little hotel I put him in, I didn't put him in no 5-star hotel. I'm keeping it real. He made a video because everybody's keeping track with it. He made a video. It's going to be a snow bunny in the movie. After I told him, I said, Dr. Umar, we don't have the time to squeeze trying to get an actress. Like, I didn't want to do it because I felt I wanted some kind of control. It was a control thing on my part because he was switching everything up. So I'm like, no, I'm not giving you that scene. I regret I did not do it. I bend over for everything. He wanted Black Queen Forever, Snow Bunny Never, and he wanted to have a scene making out with a white woman. So, sir, if you ask me, your fantasy is to be with a Caucasian woman. That's my opinion. Okay? So, and then at the end of filming, I'm not gonna lie, he was happy. He was happy with everything we got. He took picture with cast member. The farewell sending him off was nice. It was nice. There was no hard feeling. We took him to the airport, got his little dirty bags out of the trunk. You know, filthy, filthy. He had an army bag, filthy. Yes, Dr. Umar is filthy, dirty. And then that black suitcase was dirty. I'm like, my God, he's a scholar, the most request. Like, what is this? What's going on here? And then for the premiere, my gift to him was a suitcase set. Like, I had a nice 2-piece brief set to give. The thing was so filthy. I'm like, yo, this is going to be a nice, at the after party, we're going to present him this with a gift. Didn't show up. Didn't show up because he mad I'm not handing him the movie. And then this is what he told me. He's like, and then when I told him, I was like, nah, I need to see proof you and him fell out. So I'm giving him proof. He was mad. He's like, you could do what you want, but I'm going to do my thing. I'm like, it doesn't work that way. We have a contract. After I release the film, I recuperate the cost of, and I want y'all to listen. Listen, I don't care if you're his die-hard supporter. Just please listen. If I put $10 to do something, I want to recuperate my $10. I told him once I'm done recuperating my $10 and made a profit, I will then give it to you. At the time, he was going to start this Umar TV. Thing never came to fruition, but he was telling me this going to be on my Umar TV. And then when I go do my lecture, at the end of the lecture, we're going to have movie. They're going to pay for this. I'm going to charge $35. I'm like, who goes to the movie and you pay $35? But he was just talking. He had a whole plan. And I'm like, we can do that. But you're Umar Johnson. I cannot compete with your audience. I give it to you, I will drown. And I didn't have confidence to just hand him the finished product where he would do good by me and at least give me the cost of what was put in for the film. I didn't trust him. The deplorable behavior that he showed me, I lost all trust in him. And when I got that letter, I'm going to keep it really true. When I got that letter in my house, it came certified. I was livid. But I lawyered back up. He probably thought I was some kind of backward girl from Ohio. I don't know what he thought. But honey, he met the right one. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He met his match. So, I was livid. And then when we told them, please file the proper work to the greater Cleveland, we've never heard from him. We never heard from his attorney. Just vanished. But, so for some of you that want to criticize, all of you showed me a lot of love. I got love. I felt, listen, I didn't charge for the movie, but the love was the payment. The kind word, thank you. And I shouldn't have come in here. I said too much. The purpose of this to thank you all. Thank you. And then I enjoy engaging with some of you. Now, not moving forward, not everybody will get a response. Some people, they want to engage in like chaotic back and forth. I'm not going to do that. The queen's not going to, I'm not going to come to that low vibration. I'm not going to do that. No. I'm a very respectful person, but the minute that disrespect is at the table, I'm going to excuse myself. Yeah, we're not going to do that. So that's what went through the production. But I encourage you guys, please, I have 2 films and I'm going to post other. Look at my body of work. Really see the nitty gritty of my work. And I'm still improving my craft. what you guys saw. And then whether you didn't like it, that I'm talking to those who didn't like it, it got what, 19,000 views. You didn't like it, but y'all sure watch it through. You guys watch it through. And then he gave me his life, but he wanted me to make it grand. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I try to keep it as true as possible. He wanted a whole full-blown wedding. I said, nah, we're going to give you a fiance and we'll do the way. You guys didn't see audience. He wanted, nah, I want a wedding with my supporters. Like, and then when I get back to Philly, I'm going to foot you the reception. Like, you may got to get some sandwich, some. I'm like, no, doc, we have 3 days. What he doesn't understand, you got to get these actors. It's not just we hold the camera. No, it doesn't work that way. All right. I'm sorry I keep moving. I switch arm when my arm gets tired. I'll do better. I'm going to get a little stand for when I do. So it's like, it was just a lot of heartache, a lot of headache dealing with him. And at the end, the way he behaved was deplorable. When you left Hawaii, I didn't fall out with you. I've always maintained a professional tone with you, always respectful with you. And then you try to sue me? That was crazy. He pimped me out, figuring my network, and he tried to sue me. That is crazy. Someone who was supportive to you. Someone who didn't give you change, but I gave you dollar bill, believing in FDMG, and you turn around like a snake and you try to bite me. So no, I'm not bitter. At his age, he's living with his mother. At his age, we're learning that he's unemployed. The income that you come is from people like myself, another hardworking single mother that gives you the hard earned. Let me tell you, you all got a mama. I'm talking to you guys, family, and I want y'all to, we all have a mother. We all have that grandmother. A mother is the pillar. A mother is the first teacher. A mother is nurturing. A mother is the loving. Even if you ain't got a perfect mother, the fact that she carried you 9 months, that's motherly. I'm going to quote King James. What did he say? My mother may not be a Betty Crocker mom, but she was my mother. Now, this may just go over some of your head. A mother. Okay? And then what he does, so I say that, I break down the mother to you. What he does is prey on mother. He don't prey on no married couple. He studies you. He's not dumb. I don't care what y'all say. Like, I get some, why are you saying that? Oh my God, after you try to see, he's not dumb. He's brilliant. He will go down in history. He was able to fool all of us, to accumulate that much cash, and you're not. And then it pissed me off when he's like, I built it. No, sir, you have not built anything. The school is not a reality. So technically, you haven't built anything. You haven't given us anything that came to fruition. No, you haven't. You have the gift of gab. That's what you have. You're charming, you're charismatic, that's a gift. We all got gift. Some of y'all don't tap into your gift. We all have gift. The good Lord put gift in all, especially melanin people. We all have gift. And his gift is the gift of gab. And instead of using that gift to really make a difference within the community that looks like himself, he robbed us blindly. That's what he did. The conscious community is mourning. So many people are hurt. So when I define the mother to you, you have a child you're struggling with. We're mother. What mother doesn't want the best for their child? What mother? What mother? Y'all remember Big Mama? Like, there's not much, but you come home, there's a meal. You're like, God, how did she do it? There's a little financial struggle. She go under that bed. There's a little cash, because these people back in the day, they knew how to save. A mother. So these were who he was preying on, mothers. And to entertain y'all, because what I want to do, I want to stay focused on the purpose of this page. I am an artist. I'm a storyteller. I want to bring you guys story where you can learn from. We could connect with our life. I'm going to make the making of Awaken, and I'm leaving nothing out. Nothing. And then when I'm done with that, I have together 41. One does not qualify. In order for you to qualify, I ask for one qualification. They have to show proof. Just like I have proof, I have statement from Huntington Bank where I gave my donation. I told them, I don't care if your donation was $10, $5. I need proof at one point period of time you did donate to his cause. And I'm gonna make a documentary on how, because a loyal donor, we don't just give that one donation, there's a pattern. Nah, I gave twice. My biggest one was the first initial giving. And then me, I didn't give because I needed him to come in the picture to save a child. I gave because I believe in the dream that he was selling. I believe in the community. We all come together, one for all. That was like my mentality to all this. But some of those mothers that I got for the documentary, which I'm working on, you know, there was inappropriate, but you can't blame him. They went there. But you know what? If you're a woman, you're trying to keep the light on, you're working, because as Black women, sometimes, I don't care if we're educated, we work, we're the primary breadwinner. I'm always catching myself to keep soft, to stay within my feminine energy. It is easy to get that masculine trait, like, because you're holding it, you're doing so much. And that's why sometimes when brothers come to us, you have to be patient with the Black woman. You have to be forgiving towards her, because she's holding it down for so long. So when you come, yeah, there's a tad of aggressiveness. Like, once you start pouring into her, it's gonna make us fall back. It's gonna bring us into our feminine energy, our softness. So I'm always, as a single woman, very mindful of that, because I'm a go-getter. I work hard for everything that I have, but I'm always mindful, like, I don't want to get in that masculine energy, because men, they pick that up from us. So I'm always mindful, like, to keep it soft, to keep it feminine. And the story I heard is heart-wrenching, how he took advantage sexually and he took advantage financially. There's one, she is a nursing assistant. She works, I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional here. She works sometimes 16 hours a day, 4 kids. One of the boys, you know, there's issues. There's an issue with the kids, but one was like a handful. So you don't have that male supportive. She doesn't really have that. Sometimes we don't have a man in our house, in our life. You have that family network. You have that friend that you have some kind of support system. She didn't have all that. And she reached out to this man because she went to a lecture, reach out, needing help, a mother. And you take advantage. It breaks my heart when she said the story. So as a filmmaker, if it's the last thing that I do, I will produce this documentary. I don't even do documentary, I do film. I do feature. When he approached me, he wanted to document his life. He said he wants to leave his legacy. I don't want no white man make my documentary. I want my legacy. I trust you. I trust you. And I was honest with him. I'm like, look, if he was financially footing it, I probably would have took a stab at it. But when he wanted me to finance it, I'm like, that's a lot of money. My production company is new. I just couldn't take that big financial burden. And then I have a mortgage. Like, I just didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there. And then that's how we end up doing a feature film instead of a documentary on his life. And I know for a fact the guys from Detroit, Michigan reached out to me. They're like, yeah, he came to us for the documentary, but they're independent filmmaker, and he want us to pay for it. We couldn't do that. We thought he was going to, it's a very tight. I'm in Ohio, they're in Michigan, but it's a very tight. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of knew how he rolled, but I'm not innocent either. I wanted that film. And I'm not a pushover. The reason where I cooperated with him, I bend the rule a little, it's because I wanted to get that done. And I applaud all my actors and actors that participate in Awaken. That have Awaken's like the biggest challenge I've ever had in this craft. I support them, I applaud them. Thank you for their hard work. The crew that was part of it, everybody was respectful to him. Everybody was professional to him. Everybody was so excited to be part of this project with him. And then he turned around and spit on the project. Literally. No, I'm not bitter, but I'm mad that you try to exploit me financially. But I'm not a hateful person. I'm gonna confess something to you guys right now. I said a prayer for him. I said, God, someone did a number on him. He's like a grown man, but who's a wounded little boy. And have mercy on him. That's the humane thing to do. I said a prayer for him. Have mercy on him because he's going through a very difficult. He reached out to me. And I ain't going to say her name because I'm not going to give her no clout with a second party. They're talking about, oh, you're hurt, you're angry. But so his statement is like he's going through a very difficult time. If I can hold off releasing the film. No. Were you compassionate toward me when I had to release the film and you turned your back? I'm like, you know what? This was my response because I got a little Jesus in me. I said, you know what? I'm going to say a prayer for you. May the Lord go through this valley that you're crossing. But Lorient Vision Production will release the film. You're not in a position to tell me to release or not release. So my circle of friends are like, well, he's going to reach back out to you again. I'm like, I don't think so. And then I'm not going to lie. He wasn't angry or aggressive. There was a humbleness that I never picked up from the time that I had an interaction with him. And then if you guys look at the beginning of the film, just start. You ain't got to go look at the whole thing. Look at the date. So that's why I picked the 30th, because it would have been dope because the date um, opening of the film because we put the date, and that's why I want to, that's the artist in me. But I'm a new YouTuber, so I download the thing because I'm human. I said, I publicly made an announcement that we're gonna release this on the 30th. Life happened, so I downloaded, and then there's a feature where you put the date. And then the thing will, like, it's there, but it'll be published on the 30th. So being new, now I'm still learning, navigating the system. I wasn't supposed to hit publish. I was supposed to let the automatic thing publish it. And then I'm like, okay, but the timing could have been better. Everything happened for a reason, full circle. I want to say thank you to all of you who have subscribed and that has shown me kindness. Thank you. And all of you who thank all the actors and the crew, they've read your comment, they're grateful. Thank you. And for some of you that looked at the film, you didn't subscribe, but you guys look at the film, thank you for your kind comment. Thank you for appreciating the hard work and the art that went into it. I say thank you to each and every one of you. And when this all died down, I'm gonna maintain a core loyal subscriber, and I hope I bring beautiful story to you. And I hope if I do something that does land on industry level, you all can say you were there with me. Thank you. Thank you. I already appreciate my YouTube community. Like I said, I'm going to continue bringing you beautiful story, and I hope it entertains you. I hope you guys take something from it. So my next video, I'm encouraging, it's not going to be long, I'm encouraging you guys to look. I'm going to post it tomorrow. I had an artist who came to me. He's a spoken word artist, and he's like, oh, you're a film producer, I want you to do something. I said, yeah, I make movie, I can let you be an extra. No, I make poetry. Like, how can you? I said, well, I can't just film you saying a poetry. Like, and then he spit something. It was like, wow, I mean, he has beautiful poem. And then this is the first time. So what I did a theatrical poetry. What I did, I listened to his poem and I held on to the word, and then I create a scene with him to match with the poem. So it turned out pretty good. I kind of like it. So any of you who are spoken word artists, see me. And when I hear it, so I kind of create a little movie with a spoken word artist. So I'm going to drop it tomorrow. Just please look at it. And then to support, just let it play through. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it. I think this video was very long. Thank you for those who've been so kind to me. And till the next time, I promise I'm gonna bring you beautiful story. Thank you. Till next time, Marianne.